What up, HyperChange? Welcome to another live stream. Today, right around the corner, we're going to do our usual quarterly live stream where I wait for the shareholder letter with you all, go through it, read it. We'll analyze it together. This is going to be epic. So now I'm just waiting. We got a couple more minutes till the market closes. I'm guessing they're going to put this one out quickly. We're all waiting to see if it's a gap profit. Oh, sorry. 1 second. So now I'm just refreshing the page. It won't actually come out until 1 p.m. exactly. So I can just tell you a little bit about what I'm expecting before that. My expectations right now going into the quarter, about 5.9 billion in revenue. We already know what the deliveries are, looking at about a gap profit, in my opinion, of operating income, about 120 million. But that could surprise. And then it's all about GAAP net income, because this would be the 4th quarter in a row of Tesla achieving GAAP net income, which would include them in the S&P. A lot of the financial analyst community really, really excited for that potential index inclusion. And so we're waiting to see if Tesla can pull it off. I mean, to be honest, though, I think Tesla is going to crush it regardless. We already know what the deliveries were. Now it's just seeing about the financials about those deliveries. And so we know that Tesla was able to grow deliveries sequentially despite the coronavirus. And I think it's going to be the biggest thing we're going to see here is that they're still on track to hit their guidance. I don't know, there's always like a million surprises in the earnings report. I think much more than the financials and numbers this quarter, it's about the commentary, the analysis, what's happening ahead of the curve in the future is really what is all this is all about. It's not about the numbers they report, it's about, the sentiment, I guess. And my expectations are for Q3 about 140,000 deliveries, so we'll see if that ties into the release. Anyhow, all right, I'm still, I don't know. I don't even know why I'm refreshing the page because it's going to be out. But you can check if you want to tune in to the actual shareholder letter and read along with me. Thanks for the super chat, Balder. You can go to Tesla, ir.tesla.com. I put a link right below, so you can just click on that link and you can just refresh the page with me, waiting for this report to come out. Ride sharing. That would be like a crazy moonshot announcement of like Tesla starts doing ride sharing with people in it. I know Elon Musk mentioned about a lot about the Boring Company recently. Lucas, what up? And he was talking, he released all these crazy new renders about Boring Company stations. Tesla's in the Boring Company station. We know that Tesla is going to have a big potential partnership with the Boring Company, or at least that's my theory. So there's a lot going on here. That's kind of like a random moonshot. I don't want to get sidetracked. Model Y sales production, Model Y timeline for China. Any updates about China is what's up, John? Is going to be really exciting to see. Also, energy. How many battery and solar installations have they done? I think that business is not going to personally do that well because of the COVID thing. So, that just is what it is. But I'm very curious to see those results and those numbers. Not the mega pack has been out there in the wild for a while. I personally was estimating about 20% gross margin, but the more and more I've thought of that, like with Model Y ramping, with China getting better. We don't know what the factory shutdown could be, but I think there could be an upside to my 20% gross margin. One of the first numbers I'm going to beeline to after reading the results is going to be the actual regulatory credit revenue, because that is actually the revenue. Tesla gets like 354 million last quarter, a record, because that fiat deal that could have kicked in. But the quarters before that, it was like 100 or 200 million. So this 100 or 200 million dollar swing in incremental regulatory credit revenue is what's going to drive the gap profit or not. And it's probably what's going to cause people to freak out, which is so funny because it actually has nothing to do with the core business. I'm sorry that my robot voice is happening. I've been trying to stream in a million different places to get it as good as possible. So just bear with me. I'm sorry about the robot voice. Thank you for the super chat. Oh, you got me I have a free, not a flamethrower for you if you ever visit Vegas. That is a really nice offer, but I actually have 4 not a flamethrowers already. Because I bought them. Refreshing here. It's 1 o'clock. The market is closed. Let's go, guys. The market, and ladies, the market is closed. So we're just waiting for the shareholder letter to come out now. Refreshing the page. If it comes out, I know you guys are all going to just spam me in the chat and tell me. So please do that. What did Tesla close at? Let's see. I mean, I personally would not be surprised to see like Tesla stock go down like 30% tomorrow. I just want to caveat this because like this stock has like quintupled, sextupled since, a couple quarters ago, despite this massive like crash global economy. So, yeah, I think there's just massive expectations priced in, frankly. But then you look at like companies like Shopify and like, you know, why are these tech stocks? I'm just refreshing here, but then I have a really good rant to go on. You know, why are these tech stocks getting so much value? Like a lot of people think bubble territory, like, you know, everything's overvalued. It's like, okay, we got Shopify, you know, Zoom at 70 times sales, like shop profitable companies. You know, it makes no sense in a lot of ways. But my thinking is like, okay, Tesla at 10 times forward sales for a car company, does that make any sense? Well, maybe if they can continue to grow at 40 to 50% and their margins are much higher than a car company, and maybe really makes sense if you start to think about where do you put your money right now? You know, the fiat currency system of perma-dilution is not, you know, I don't like holding, I hold like no cash. Like, you know, if I'm holding cash, I pay like crazy. Like people, there's not that many good, what are you going to buy? Gold? I mean, there's just not that many good assets to buy. When I think about what I want my equity to be in for the future to be secured, it's in equity of technology companies that are building the future. You know, what's up, Fully Charged? Tesla, you know, Shopify, Spotify, Amazon, Apple. You know, why are these stocks soaring? Because they're technology companies that are building the future. Not only are their businesses crushing it, but what would you want to buy if it wasn't, you know, an actual equity technology company? Like you would hold a paper currency that's constantly being diluted instead of equity in something like Tesla, where they're doing $1 billion in cash flow a quarter. So $1 billion in cash flow a quarter times $4 billion in annual cash flow. Even if they're worth 400 billion at 2,000 a share or over 2,000 a share, you know, that's only 100x cash flow, a 1% cash flow yield. You know, what US and that yield is growing rapidly. Like that doesn't even seem that insane when you think about where else you're going to put your money to try and get some sort of return. So lots of different ways to slice and dice it. I am so excited. I'm refreshing here. Thanks for the super chats. We can hear you. Woo! I know I'm not even on the Wi-Fi because last time everyone complained about the Wi-Fi. I know, I'm waiting for Starlink. When are we going to get the Starlink? Okay, Starlink rank, because I know everybody wants to hear about that. Starlink, I mean, I've been trying to invest in SpaceX. Some of you know, I mean, Starlink, I think is going to be a game changer, frankly. Like, it's already beta test. Like they already have hundreds of satellites up there. Global internet service. I think the addressable market for Starlink is like billions and billions. Like I would value Starlink as like a $5 to $10 billion company right now, before they even have revenue, just because of the potential, because of the technology they have in place, all that stuff. Man, I'm so bummed that the stream is breaking up. Keep hitting refresh. All right, I'm keep hitting refresh. Thanks for the super chat, guys. Must speak slowly. Okay, so I'm still refreshing here, waiting for the letter to come out. But yeah, I think Starlink is going to be a game changer. Like I'm personally so excited about sort of the impact that it's going to have for humanity. Like, you know, being able to like, you know, access the internet from everywhere for super cheaply, connect everyone, you know, especially when we're all working remotely. Like this is just a massive opportunity. And I think Elon Musk and SpaceX has actually been significant downplaying the potential for Starlink and the capabilities that it has, because it's going to be so disruptive to these oligopolies like AT&T and Comcast. And they just released the picture of the UFO Starlink on a stick. It like just looks amazing. It looks so cool. So I think that's really exciting. Oh, thanks for the super chat. Any other questions here? Yeah, a lot of company stocks have been pulling back on earnings because of the ridiculous valuations that they're having. I haven't received my shorts, though I did invest in a bunch of those. Would I sell my Tesla shares for Starlink? No, I'd probably just buy more Starlink. What do I think of a Tesla Arcimoto strategic partnership or acquisition? Thanks to the super chat, Frank. I think there's a lot of potential there. You know, like I all about whether Tesla wants to spend the resources on Arcimoto, on giving them batteries, on helping them engineer. You know, would Tesla build their own 2 or 3 wheeler? Like, there's just lots up in the air about that. But there's huge potential. You know, I talked to Mark Frohmeyer, CEO of Arcimoto, and he's like, I'm buying these batteries from, you know, China or wherever. The closest battery factory and the most local with the best, cheapest batteries is the Tesla battery factory. Like, I'm ready to pay Tesla for batteries. But that's a sentiment that everybody has. Tesla's ready to pay Tesla for batteries because they can't get enough. So any more super chats? I'm just, or questions? I'm just refreshing here like crazy because I'm trying to see. My estimate was 5.9 billion in revenue and about 120. That is what it is. Refreshing, should be any minute now, folks. 106, or I guess it's only 106. Sometimes it has taken until like 145 to actually get the letter out. So that could be, we could be in for waiting more. Refreshing here. Any questions or thoughts about the thing? Clean Technica, what up? Clean Technica is streaming the actual conference call with charts for HyperCharts later. So if you actually, instead of just listening for the Tesla website, if you want to stream it with pictures, you can do that on Clean Technica's channel. Does the SEC filing come before the letter? I don't think so. I think the letter is the first thing to hit. Thanks from Australia. Thank you. Space. Ooh, SPCE. So Virgin Galactic. That's a really interesting company that I want to dive into. I'm a little bit more skeptical of it just because I haven't done enough research, and it seems like, I don't know, the need for people to just be shot up into space as their business model, I'm not that excited or impressed with personally. So I don't know, but Chamath Palihapitiya, he's so dope. Like, he's like one of my favorite investors of all time. He's super long on Tesla. He actually did the SPAC for the Virgin Galactic one, so that's like makes worth looking at alone and super interesting. He also recently completed a SPAC of a rare earth materials company, I believe, that's in the U.S., which seemed to have a lot of electric vehicle implications, sort of electric vehicle related investment. So that's something I'm going to dive into a lot more. This has been like on my to-do list for a long time, is like go super deep on Chamath and make a bunch of content about what he's doing in his companies for the channel. I've actually been watching the All In podcast, which is like the world's best business podcast. If you are not watching this, actually, I don't even want to blow it up now because I'm going to make a video about it, and I want to brag about how I found it so early. So I don't even want to tell you about it now until I just officially put that out. But if you heard me, you heard me. Anyway, Jeremy's here. Let's go. All right, I'm still refreshing. We're still waiting here. Spotify should buy Quibi. I think Spotify, so Spotify, Walter, thanks for the super chat, what up? So I think Spotify, I mean, they're pushing into video heavily. And we just saw news about more video podcasts yesterday. Kevin, thanks for the super chat. And so, refresh. Oh, someone said Tesla Tino, what's up? Someone said refresh faster. I'm like, dude, I literally can't, like, and I freaked out because I thought it was ready. The earnings call is at 2:30. So for all those people who aren't used to the game, the way this works, Tesla puts out, the market closes at 1 p.m. Pacific. Tesla puts out the shareholder letter detailing the whole quarter, the financials. And then we are going to get a conference call at 2:30 p.m. Pacific time in about an hour and 20 minutes where Elon Musk and the management team go super hard. Chamath on HyperChange. Yes, that's what I'm trying to get to happen. But yeah, the management team is going to just go all over the business about what's happening. I think the biggest surprise from this gross or this quarter is going to be the gross margin. Honestly, that's the part where I'm most convinced that Tesla will absolutely like just crush it and come out with a really good gross margin. Please, Hyper Chamath. Yeah, that would be so dope. Slack or Square. I need to make a new video on Square Slack. I haven't been able to make a video on yet. Yeah, the Tesla website is exploding because I'm literally refreshing it nonstop, and we have still not seen the letter. So all of you asking about SpaceX, I probably get like 10,000 messages a day about how I invested in SpaceX or how to invest in SpaceX. I'm personally not comfortable talking about it because I haven't completed my process to invest in SpaceX. But if you're trying to invest in SpaceX, basically the way I do it is I have a friend who has a friend who is connected in the VC world and manages to call in a favor for a VC friend and be like, yo, can we sell a small block of your SpaceX shares to a special purpose vehicle who wants to buy it? And I managed to, through 6 months of looking at deals, networking, and working with an awesome team of people to figure out and get access to a super tiny amount of SpaceX shares. Then I had to create an LLC separately to buy into this fund. So we had to create this entity, pool all our capital into this entity to buy into this other entity, which actually owns SpaceX. So what does that result in? It means you have to put in a massive amount, a huge minimum investment. It means you have to pay ridiculous fees. So I have no idea if I even successfully completed my investment, although I do know that a massive amount of money has gone out of my bank account. And so like that is, and I'm gonna make a whole video breaking down like what this is, the whole process, how you would do that. Like I made a whole video about how and why SpaceX should IPO using a platform called Carta, which I still think should happen. And I've been, adamant about SpaceX leveraging the advantages of their equity, letting Tesla employees invest in SpaceX stock, letting SpaceX employees sell their stock, getting a higher premium for SpaceX stock because you open up, supply and demand. If we have a bunch of demand for SpaceX stock that can't access it, that's the price is depressed. It's decreased. Elon Musk is diluting more than he has to with every single capital raise because he's not maximizing the valuation because there's a really constricted potential demand. So part of this is the laws of the U.S. For accredited investors. You have to be an accredited investor to even get access to these deals, which is also a really bad, dumb rule. So anyway, this is my rant about SpaceX. So I've tried to stop answering all the questions about it because I literally cannot, I've gotten so many questions from all of you and I totally get why, that I literally cannot reply to them all. But I promise you behind the scenes, I am doing my best to make it as easy as possible for everyone to invest in SpaceX. And I'm not working on SpaceX at all. They have no idea that I'm doing this. I'm just trying to fix this because I see such a thing of all of you are SpaceX fans, all of you love the company, all of you want to give your capital to support, and you can't, and that kind of sucks. And I think thanks, Pon. And I think one of Tesla's major advantages have been the shareholders, have been all of us watching, cheering for the company, rooting them as if we are owners. Imagine SpaceX with that, us telling our homies about it because we're on Starlink, we're investors in Starlink. We see the thing in space, we're like, bro, are going to Mars. I'm invested in that company. How much amazing free marketing and hype and the movement of waking up humanity towards what our most exciting thing is, which is us going to Mars. I have a theory that there could be a massive bull run in the stock market because of this realization that humanity is going 0 to 1. We're about to expand to a new planet, literally just going to totally, ruin the last DCF that bankers made to get the net present value of Earth and humanity, because now we have 2 planets to dominate, and soon we're going to have many, many more. We're on the cusp of becoming a spacefaring species. This is just the dopest, most exciting, biggest change structurally in humanity as a species, and it's so exciting. And so I think the company building the technology for that is I invest in the future I believe in. I cannot think of anything I believe in more than cleaning up this planet, with cleaning that inner deep down thing of humans of exploring. And I think the next quest is we explored the whole world. Now we got to explore space, and SpaceX is going to do it. And I think the stock market's going to rally massively. I think this is going to be a boom for potentially 100 years of this wake up of humanity saying that our problems on Earth are small. We're going to space and we're a species. And this is sort of this massive evolution that will create unprecedented value for humanity. Anyway, I'm going on a rant here. Tesla earnings need to come out soon, or we could be getting into some really crazy stuff. Stock dropping, let her out. I don't know. Why is everyone so excited? Is this the SpaceX earnings call? No, it's not. They don't release their financials. Oh my God, SpaceX to mine battery materials. I think that's more the boring company. Benjamin, thanks. I hope I meet you at Battery Day too. Austin, bounce house rentals with the super chat. Did I just get a hookup on a bouncy house? Thank you for all your insight. Thank you for the super chat. Oh, Halter Ferguson Financial. Thank you. Appreciate that super chat. Microsoft down after hours. Am I supposed to be waiting for that? Right? Everyone's like, dude, we could wait. Oh, 420. Oh, why did I think of that? How is Tesla not going to drop this at 420? I mean, so what? We got 6 minutes. ABML, lithium recycling company. Recycling going on late 2020. 12 cents a share. Have you looked into it? ABML, no, I haven't. Or the recycling company that I'm really on one about is Redwood Materials, JB Straubel's company. JB, I've been trying to reach out to JB. So if anyone knows JB, I'm trying to get him to come on HyperChange to talk about Redwood Materials when they're ready to talk about it. I know they have something crazy they're working on. I know it's key to making life sustainable here on Earth and recycling, and it's just going to be a massive, exciting, crazy business by one of the pioneer legends in the battery industry, JB Straubel. I'm so excited about Redwood Materials, and I think they're going to dominate the battery and electronics and circuit board recycling industry. Tesla Project Palladium. So Electric dropped a really good report about Project Palladium, and they have been on point about their leaks and employee kind of stuff. So their basically new thing is that Tesla has a Project Palladium, which is going to be not just a battery and a powertrain, but also potentially a sorry, I'm refreshing. Someone's like, get more excited. So I'm like, oh my God, do I need to check the results? it's going to be a body refresh as well. So that refresh that I've been making videos about since I think 2018 is finally going to happen. Where we get a new Model S and X. I think people don't understand how OCD Tesla owners are and how many people are going to buy the All In podcast was the one I liked, the super chat. All dash in. Thanks, Guy, for sharing, educating us. Electric report changes stainless steel from the Cybertruck. My report on that is, so Tesla and SpaceX share a materials team, right? And then they're going to share this stainless steel to build the Cybertruck that they used to build the Starship. Such a dope partnership. Literally rocket science in the Cybertruck. That's why I ordered one. But are they okay? They came up with this game-changing steel they're going to use. Now they've tweaked the steel recipe slightly for this new game-changing steel. Like, it's going to keep happening. Massive materials innovation. They hired this guy from Apple, who actually started his own company that was this extremely advanced materials company for a while, and then he eventually got poached, and then Apple bought his company to implement all these next generation materials. He got poached by Tesla. Oh, it's out. Fuck, I was about to say, sorry. He got poached by Tesla and is the only joint employee for Tesla and SpaceX. All right, everyone's saying it's out. I can't find it. Definitely not freaking out right now. But he's the only employee for Tesla and SpaceX. So Tesla and SpaceX actually share a materials team, and they're super innovative in their materials processing and all of that sort of stuff. Everyone's saying it's out, but I can't find it. So I don't know what to do. I keep refreshing the website. It doesn't look like it's up here. Martin, did you add it? What's up, dude? Stock price is soaring. All right, let me see the stock price so I can get what you all are up to. Stock jumped 80. So what happens here is it might be out, but the website's not updating. There's a lot that could be, this always happens. It's out for insiders. I love that. Stock exploding. Okay, so I'm not seeing the report. Elon's also an employee of both. That's a good one. Oh, I think the Newswire hit, but Tesla hasn't actually updated the report on their website. I'm refreshing here, folks. I don't see it. Should I go to the say questions and just start answering the top questions that are going to get asked in the conference call? Could be fun. Top question. Tesla Energy seems to be widely ignored by Wall Street despite Elon's comments about the growth rate exceeding automotive. Could Tesla Energy share more detail on current planned projects to help investors better understand the business outlook? How disruptive is AutoBidder? So I think this is by Rob from Tesla Daily. He is, yeah, I think this is going to be a really good question. I personally am kind of think that Tesla Energy is just on the back burner. I think that Tesla Energy is, I think that Tesla's having a battery investor day this year, I think they should have a battery investor day or an energy investor day in 2021. They had autonomy investor day, then battery investor day, then energy investor day in 2021, and really explain, because it's going to take a while for that to hit its stride. Solar Roof V4 can be introduced then, new Powerwall, new Megapack. They can just, they'll have a year to do it. Okay, it's out. Refresh again. I don't see it. Oh, there's a link on Tesla Motors Club. Okay. Can someone DM me a link on Twitter? Is that too much to ask? I'm getting major FOMO. Oh, Kristen, K10. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, and now it says page not found? Ah, okay. Someone please DM me on Twitter. Man, you guys are all reading the report without me, feeling so much FOMO. Ooh. Someone else? I got it. Someone sent it to me. Let's go. Okay, it's out. Q2 update is out. What are we looking at? 535 million increase in cash to 8.6 billion. 418 million operating cash flow. A little bit weak. I was expecting a bill. What am I going to say? Profitability, 327 million gap income. Savage gap operating income. I was at 121 million. Okay, we got to zoom to the credit revenue. See how much the credit revenue was. Okay, no time to wait. Bear with me. Probably going to be too excited for at least a little bit longer. Regulatory credit revenue. 428 million. So $428 million of automotive revenue. Or of regulatory credit revenue. So we saw a record of regulatory credit revenue going up from 111 million year over year to 428 million year over year, a 300 and looks like $17 million difference. And so this is, yeah, I mean, huge jump in regulatory credit revenue that moved the needle and allowed them to go profitable. And so that is what it is. And yeah, honestly, that means the other numbers for Tesla were a little bit disappointing, frankly. 4 quarters of sequential profitability is insane. I'm going to read the summary in the thing right now. In the letter that starts out the letter, summary, our business has shown strong resilience during these unprecedented times. Despite the closure of our main factory in Fremont for nearly half of the quarter, we posted our 4th consecutive positive cash flow of $418 million. Our profit improved sequentially due to fundamental operational improvements. Additionally, we experienced costs associated with factory shutdowns, which were offset by actions taken during the quarter to reduce expenses. For the trailing 12 months, our GAAP operating margin reached nearly 5%. We expect our operating margin will continue to grow over time, ultimately reaching industry-leading levels. I mean, this is insane that they have. I would go to so I put a link in the description if you want to follow along. Oh, it's still not out. It's not on the website. I'm sorry. All right, I'm going to tweet the link just so you can all have. You can follow me on Twitter at gfilchi. Okay, there you go. Shareholder letter's out. I tweeted it. Twitter at gfilchi if you want to follow along. So this is crazy that they're implying that operating margin of already 5% could continue to increase. So that's huge. So they say, we believe the progress made in the first half of this year's position us well for successful second half of 2020. Production output of our existing facilities continues to improve to meet demand, and we are adding more capacity. Later this year, we'll be handling 3 factories on 3 continents simultaneously. We'll be building. That's crazy. While we invest in our product roadmap, improve technology, localize production, we continue to drive cost efficiencies across the business, closely managing our working capital. It's important to manage our cash diligently in order to ensure we are ready for every scenario. Not that exciting of a summary. Okay, so now let's talk about the big pieces of news here. Oh, my tweet link doesn't work? Oh, man. Oh, no, my link in the tweet works. And so automotive revenue, 5.17 billion, 4.28 million in credit revenue, 1.37 million, 25.4% gross margins in automotive is absolutely insane. I mean, this is the best quarter. I was expecting 20%. That beat is a huge reason that they beat across everything. Operating a margin of 5.4%. From negative 2.6% in Q2 2019, everything going in the right direction here. Now let's take a look at energy revenue and see what happened with that. So solar deployed 27 megawatt hours, another low, down from the lowest ever, I think in Q2 or Q1 might have been a little lower, but a very weak solar number for Tesla, down 23% quarter over quarter. Although energy storage deployment bounced back huge, up 61% sequentially, 1% year over year. So Tesla Energy, another kind of weak quarter. I think a lot of that is frankly due to coronavirus. Being able to actually install things got delayed. So I'm very curious about what will happen there. Just going forward, or if there'll be some good commentary, especially with the say questions. But I don't know, I'm definitely pretty bummed about the energy business. For a little bit disappointing there. Fremont. Sorry, y'all. I'm just trying to read my catch up here. Installing additional equipment to bring Model 3 or Y capacity from 400 to 500,000 units per year. So I actually have a question. If Elon or someone or Tesla knows, this is would be my question if I was on the conference call, would be, can you adapt a Model 3 line for the Model Y? Because that is the huge, it is profitable. Everyone, it's profitable. They report a profit, GAAP profit. Sorry, did I answer that? And then, yeah, but if they can change a Model 3 line to a Model Y line is really going to mean anything because, I think the Model Y is going to cannibalize the Model 3 and just absolutely shrink Model 3 sales dramatically. They're going to need way more Model Y than Model 3. And so I think that when they say expected to increase total Model 3/Y capacity from 400 to 500,000, how much of these lines can they switch over to Model Y is really the ultimate question. How easily can be done? What's the cost for that? That's basically everything that matters. Huge thanks for the super chat, Kilowatts. Love your logo. So that's what I'm super curious on. I don't think I'm going to be on the conference call, or I'm not going to be on the conference call. But if I was, I would really be curious. I'm really hoping they bring up that Model Y cannibalization and ability to switch over production lines. Model Y, they have not updated. They still say Model Y in China is expected in 2021 first deliveries. So a lot of people think that's getting sped up because they're just building so fast and so crazy in China. I don't know. I think it's going to be, like right around the start of the year is when Model Y starts booming, and it's going to ramp insanely. Commented that, I believe that. The German factory they mentioned, they're just making progress on that, iterating new types of improvement. Q2. Oh, they talk about how they increase the range of the Model S to 400 plus miles. And they show a chart of the Model S versus the Porsche Taycan, literally double the range. I mean, this is insane. Like, double the range of the Porsche Taycan for a cheaper price. And then you look at the premium SUV range. There's a couple really good charts here. So for those who don't know the drill, I'm going to make a video that's much more edited and concise with like all of my thoughts and all the charts and all of the information about this. But tonight I'm going to post it before I go to bed. I always do that. So make sure to tune into that if you haven't as well. Or if you want to get like more data with the charts and pictures. Energy business, they have a picture of Auto Bidder, which is super exciting. Auto Bidder, yeah, so the Auto Bidder platform, I guess, is a big reason they're able to offer this new solar retrofit pricing, because they decreased the pricing in the quarter. They recommended, they switched these standard sizing. I think that was a big thing of it. They do say, ooh, this is major tidbit alert. Woo, tidbit alert. Solar roof installations roughly tripled in Q2 compared to Q1. We continue to expand our installation team to increase the deployment rate. So although main solar megawatt employments are decreasing because of a bunch of different reasons, but essentially they're getting away from that business, the actual solar roof tripled from Q2 to Q1 installations. So, and they are continuing to install rapidly. So that's a really good sign. And I'm really curious to see how that's going to evolve over time, and grow and actually start to increase the overall megawatts deployed of solar, because this is the biggest thing. Like, Tesla's not just a car company, they're an energy company. We need to see this energy really take off. Outlook. Difficult to produce. Basically, they say we don't want to give too much guidance because of so much uncertainty. We'll update our outlook as needed. We have the capacity installed to exceed 500,000 deliveries this year, despite record production, recent production interruptions. While achieving these goals become difficult, delivering 500,000 vehicles in 2020 remains our target. So that's what I was expecting. That's what we were all expecting. Tesla basically reiterating guidance, saying that they will be delivering 500,000 vehicles, or on track to this year. I mean, 36% growth, hitting your guidance. Like, nobody wants Teslas, even in the midst of a global recession when every other automaker is slashing forecast estimates. Tesla, once again, hitting this. It looks like we're through the worst of this. Their factory is not going to get shut down again, hopefully. And so the fact they're going to make guidance here, I think that is the big takeaway here. Solar roof, tripling installations Q2 to Q1, micro good news. Regulatory credits, driving outsized profit, but guidance is still on track. That's really all that matters. And they say they're going to continue expanding that operating margin. That is huge. They are on track to start deliveries of Model Y from Shanghai and Berlin in 2021. They say the next U.S. Gigafactory site has been selected and preparations are underway. Tesla Semi deliveries will begin in 2021 as well. So I'm really excited about the Tesla Semi truck. I'm hoping somebody gets Elon to start talking about that and Nikola on the conference call, because that would just be hilarious. And they recently did put out an email saying they're like going, pedal to the metal with semi truck production. So I think there's lots to think about there. Now let's look at the pictures. Model Y factory foreground. Wow, they're already showing us the Model Y factory. This does look like it is getting ready for production. Gigafactory Berlin, they've already cleared the ground. They released that super dope render of the quarter. Now let's talk about some financials, quarterly metrics here. So 90,000 deliveries. Operating cash flow was 900 million. Oh, okay. So I guess they did hit about my operating cash flow target. Almost just under $1 billion. Free cash flow after CapEx. Going to be about 450 100 million. So CapEx was actually very strong this quarter. And so I think that's because they're expanding. CapEx is let me get this. Capital expenditures, 546 million, more than doubled year over year. And so the CapEx here is really like, building out future production lines. So we have Berlin, Shanghai, Model Y, all of these massive vehicle programs ramping, and Tesla's investing in the CapEx. But even with that CapEx investment, like that whole investment for the future is only 500 million. Tesla has $1 billion in cash, so they're still putting a 500 million on the balance sheet even after investing in all of this massive growth. And so, from that perspective, I would say very, very strong cash flow quarter again. Trailing quarterly cash flow continues to increase. Trailing free cash flow about $1 billion. Trailing operating cash flow, like in the past 12 months, Tesla's core business has pumped out about $2.8 billion of cash. That's a good business to have. That's why it's worth billions, hundreds of billions of dollars. And now the actually trailing 12-month GAAP income is negative, and so that is what we've all been waiting for S&P 500 inclusion. So I'm seeing, is there anything else I should mention? Tesla, now the stock's up 6%. So we'll see what it is, up 6% after hours. Do you have any more questions? I'm going to take a chill break before the conference call and get ready to make my video for all of you for the conference call. The end of this results about $6 billion in revenue, 300 or so million in GAAP operating income, positive GAAP net income as well, about 100 million. Tesla eligible for S&P 500 inclusion, everything on track. This is absolutely epic, awesome quarter for Tesla. Cannot wait to hear all these tidbits on the conference call. Please let me know what you think below. Questions, comments, I'll try to answer them in my next video. Definitely subscribe if you haven't already. Huge shout out to all of you guys for the super chats, for all of your questions, and just making this engaging and super fun. Hit 100,000 subscribers. So pumped that all of you subscribed and have been supporting. That's awesome. Sorry about my internet. I am working. Pace of innovation of me scheming on how to make live streams better is off the charts. I'm gonna get them good. Don't worry about it. Anyway, love you all. See y'all next time. Hope you're staying safe. Peace.